Maureen O'Hara was born on August 17, 1920, in Ranelagh, Dublin, Ireland. Growing up in a close-knit family that encouraged creativity, O'Hara was drawn to the arts from an early age. Her natural talent for acting was nurtured at the Abbey Theatre, where she trained in drama, voice, and elocution. O'Hara's striking appearance, her fiery red hair, porcelain skin, and expressive green eyes helped her stand out even before the Technicolor era. In 1939, she was discovered by renowned actor Charles Laughton, who signed her to a contract and cast her in Jamaica Inn, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. The film garnered her international attention, paving the way for O'Hara's transition into Hollywood. Her breakthrough came soon after with The Hunchback of Notre Dame, where she portrayed Esmeralda, a role that would launch her into stardom. A rising star in Hollywood. Maureen O'Hara quickly established herself as one of the most magnetic and versatile stars in Hollywood. Her early roles were marked by her ability to portray women of strength, intelligence, and complexity, a rarity at the time when actresses were often relegated to passive roles. Films like How Green Was My Valley, 1941, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture, The Black Swan, 1942, and Sinbad the Sailor, 1947, showcased her range as an actress and cemented her place as a leading lady. Throughout her career, O'Hara was admired for her fiery spirit and her commitment to playing characters that were defiant, spirited, and capable. However, it was her collaborations with director John Ford and actor John Wayne that became the most cherished of her career. Their work together, including The Quiet Man, 1952, remains iconic to this day. The Quiet Man and legendary collaborations, O'Hara's collaboration with director John Ford and actor John Wayne in The Quiet Man, 1952, stands as one of her most beloved works. Her portrayal of Mary Kate Danaher, an independent and proud Irish woman, brought depth and passion to the film, which has since become a classic in cinema history. The chemistry between O'Hara and Wayne is widely considered one of the best in film history. Their on-screen romance, filled with both fiery clashes and tender moments, captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. Beyond this, O'Hara worked with John Wayne and John Ford on several other films, including Rio Grande, 1950, and McClintock, 1963. These collaborations showcased O'Hara's ability to hold her own against some of the biggest names in Hollywood, making her one of the most respected actresses of her time. Standing up for integrity and independence. Off-screen, O'Hara was known for her unyielding integrity and strong moral compass. She famously refused to conform to Hollywood's traditional expectations, standing up for fair treatment and the right to choose her roles. She became known as one of the few actresses who openly challenged the industry's power dynamics, particularly the prevalent casting couch culture. O'Hara was vocal about the mistreatment she endured, including being subjected to inappropriate advances from influential figures in Hollywood. She was determined to maintain her dignity and spoke out against the exploitation that was widespread at the time, despite the risks to her career. "I was the only leading lady in Hollywood who could speak with an Irish accent and didn't have to change it," she once said, proudly asserting her authenticity in an industry known for molding stars into idealized versions of themselves. Love and loss. Marriage and family. Life. Maureen O'Hara's personal life was marked by a series of significant relationships, starting with her first marriage at the young age of 19. She married English film producer George H. Brown in 1939, a union that was short-lived and ended in annulment just 2 years later. Her second marriage was to American film director William Houston Price in 1941. Their relationship, initially filled with promise, eventually became strained due to Price's struggles with alcoholism. Despite their personal challenges, the couple welcomed a daughter, Brunwyn Bridget Price in 1944. However, the instability in their marriage led to a divorce in 1951. Following this, O'Hara entered into a long-term relationship with Mexican politician and banker Enrique Parra. Their relationship lasted from 1953 to 1967 and provided O'Hara with stability and happiness during a tumultuous time in her personal life. Finding true love with Charles Blair, in 1968, at the age of 48, O'Hara found her true and lasting love when she married Charles F. Blair, Jr., a distinguished aviator and founder of Antilles airboats. Blair's adventurous spirit and intellect deeply impressed O'Hara, and their marriage was one of mutual admiration and respect. O'Hara, seeking a quieter life, retired from acting to support her husband's aviation business. Together, they lived in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where they enjoyed a serene life away from the Hollywood spotlight. Tragically, their time together was cut short when Blair died in a plane crash in 1978. The loss was devastating for O'Hara, who had not only lost her beloved husband but also faced her own health challenges, including a diagnosis of uterine cancer. Despite the immense grief, O'Hara showed remarkable resilience and made a full recovery after surgery. Resilience and legacy of a trailblazer. Maureen O'Hara's strength and resilience defined her both on and off screen. Despite personal and professional hardships, she remained one of Hollywood's most respected and beloved actresses. Her commitment to integrity, fairness, and honesty in her career paved the way for future generations of women in Hollywood. O'Hara was one of the earliest female stars to speak out against the exploitative behavior of powerful men in the industry, long before the #MeToo movement brought such issues into the public eye. She was unafraid to call out inappropriate behavior, including from respected figures such as director John Ford. O'Hara's courage to speak the truth, even when it came at great personal cost, made her a trailblazer for future generations of women in film. Her legacy as an actress is inseparable from her legacy as a woman who refused to compromise her principles. John Ford and the struggles behind the scenes. John Ford, one of Hollywood's most celebrated directors, was pivotal in shaping O'Hara's career. Their working relationship, however, was far from perfect. Ford was known for being a volatile and demanding director. And O'Hara revealed that his behavior toward her was at times emotionally manipulative and cruel. Ford's unrequited feelings for O'Hara led to tensions on set, where he would often berate her publicly. She described incidents of emotional abuse, including being slapped across the face during a film shoot. Despite these difficulties, O'Hara never backed down. She stood her ground and refused to be intimidated by Ford, maintaining a sense of dignity in the face of adversity. Her courage to confront Ford's behavior, in a time when such matters were often silenced, speaks to her strength of character. A voice of honesty in Hollywood, Maureen O'Hara was one of the few actresses who had the courage to speak out against the toxic culture that dominated Hollywood in the mid-20th century. She famously revealed that her refusal to engage in the casting couch culture cost her roles and opportunities. In interviews, she shared how her rejection of inappropriate advances led to blacklisting and being labeled difficult. At the time, such admissions were rare and considered highly controversial. O'Hara's honesty and bravery in the face of industry pressure made her a role model for future generations of women. She not only fought for her own dignity, but also for the dignity of other women in the industry who felt powerless to speak out. O'Hara's later years and final legacy. In the later years of her life, O'Hara chose to live away from the spotlight, reflecting her desire for privacy and peace after decades in the public eye. She retired from acting in the 1970s, opting to focus on her family and business ventures. Her later years were marked by both personal loss and triumphs, as she faced the death of her beloved husband Charles Blair and battled health issues, including uterine cancer. Despite these challenges, O'Hara's spirit remained strong, and in 2014, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences honored her with an honorary Oscar for her lifetime achievements. She passed away on October 24th, 2015, at the age of 95, leaving behind a legacy of strength, integrity, and unparalleled contribution to cinema. Final resting place and tribute to her life. Maureen O'Hara's final resting place is at Arlington National Cemetery, where she is buried alongside her late husband, Charles Blair. This fitting tribute honors both her remarkable life and the love she shared with Blair, who was not only a beloved partner, but also a figure of immense personal joy for her. O'Hara's decision to be buried beside him reflects her deep affection and respect for the man who played such a significant role in her later life. Her legacy, marked by her integrity, resilience, and iconic roles in classic films, continues to inspire audiences and future generations of women in Hollywood. O'Hara's life was a testament to the power of standing up for one's principles and finding strength in both adversity and love.